I had just finished my initial military training and got sent to my first duty station. My unit was at NTC for pre-deployment training. I got issued my room and spent 3 very disturbed days and nights in the barracks with weird stuff happening, like gear not where I left it, locked drawers being opened, the microwave turning on by itself, stuff like that. My roommate, who I knew throughout the training, showed up on the 4th day, and I told him something along the lines of, "Watch your stuff. Someone's been messing around with my stuff, and I don't know who." So the 4th night comes around, and myself and my roommate secure our room and gear and go to bed. Gotta be up at 5:30 for PT, so it's an early night. We lock all our stuff and go to bed. I woke up around 1 a.m. cause my blanket had fallen to the ground and I was cold, which was weird cause we were in the south in summer, so it's always hot. I hop down to get my blanket and I noticed that my armoire is open, so I open the lock, close it, lock it, and get back to bed. I fell back asleep pretty easy, but I woke up again at about 2:30 and all my stuff and my roommate's stuff is thrown around the room. I wake up my roommate and he's pissed because somebody's obviously messing with us and we can't figure out who it is. We clean it up, lock our stuff, and go back to bed. I woke up a 3rd time at 3:37 and we were not alone. I can hear my roommate snoring, so I know it's not him. I sat up and saw someone in the little kitchenette area with the fridge open looking in it. I was freezing again. I was about to say something as a soldier turned around. My eyes had a moment to adjust to the bright light, and then I started recognizing gear like the L-shaped flashlight on his shoulder, his Alice pack with magazine holders and canteens, boots and fatigues. This dude was combat ready. As my eyes reached his face, he turned a bit, and I could see it. Half of his head and helmet were gone, blown off by the looks of it. I couldn't tell you how scared I was at this point. He closed the fridge, walked across the room, opened my front door, and walked out. As he exited, he turned back around and said to me, "Be safe." I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I didn't wake my roommate up. I just sat up in bed for about 2 hours till I had to get ready for PT. 6:30 rolls around, so everyone is outside the barracks in formation, getting ready to start PT, and the acting first sergeant says, "Hey, Nutchase, you good? Looks like you've seen a ghost." I replied with, "Negative, I'm fine." About halfway through PT, he comes to me and asks me what's wrong because I'm visibly shaken up. I told him I was fine, I just couldn't sleep last night. A few others asked if I was okay and I just lied and said I was fine. I really wasn't, and they could see that, but they let me be. After PT ended, the acting sergeant pulled me to the side and told me to speak freely, openly, and with all confidentiality and off the record what is going on. I told him that if I told him what happened, he would think I'm crazy. He assured me it was off the record, and once again, "Talk to me. You seriously look like you've seen a ghost." That got an awkward chuckle out of me, and I began to tell him my story. And when I got to the part about his head, he got really upset. "Who put you up to this? This is not funny." He smoked me for about 30 minutes, made me do push-ups, mountain climbers, stuff like that, all while insulting me. And finally, after about 30 minutes, he said, "Look at me in the eye and swear on everything that you love that you're not lying to me." I told him I was not lying. It actually happened. So he says, "Follow me." And so I do. We get to the command office, which I had never been in, and they were obviously locked. He takes me behind 3 locked doors and 3 rooms I had never stepped foot in, and when he opened the last door, I saw it. It gave me chills. It still gives me chills, but plain as day, there's the soldier portrait behind the commander's desk. I froze and said, "That's him." Acting sergeant, the guy who assigned me that room, told me who it was. He was a corporal in the unit and he died in an attack that took off part of his head. I was the first soldier to be assigned that room since it belonged to the deceased corporal. He forgave me and I forgave him, and he told me some stories about who this guy was. I deployed with that unit just a couple of months later and spent 12 months fighting. I survived more things than most people can imagine, and I always felt like that corporal was keeping an eye out for me. And I can say that not everyone in my unit was as lucky as me.